People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good evening and welcome to Iowa Grant High School in Livingston, Wisconsin. It is time to serve up the 2025 high school volleyball postseason in the state of Wisconsin and our feature matchup in Division 4 on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as the number 8 seed Iowa Grant Panthers host the number 9 seeded Kickapoo Panthers in regional quarterfinal action. This is our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school volleyball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Cutters and Overhead Doors. Our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered in the postseason by Lely Center Monroe and HM Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical as the volleyball nearly took down the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel just a second ago here. Welcome to our Raleigh Cheese pre-match show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. This matchup between two Panther programs features the Iowa Grant Panthers coming into tonight's matchup with an overall record of 8-24. They were 1-6 in a very competitive small conference this year. And the Kickapoo Panthers come into this match with an overall record of 5-17. They were 5-9 in the Ridge and Valley. That was good for 6th in conference play. The winner of this match takes on number 1 seeded Fenimore in the sectional 2B bracket. And other matchups in quarterfinal action tonight. 11 seeded Boscobel is at number 6 seeded Wisconsin Heights. They take on number 3 seeded Cashton in the bottom half of this bracket. Also in the bottom half of the bracket, number 7 seeded Riverdale taking on 10 seeded New Lisbon. Again, they will travel to number 2 seeded Brookwood on Thursday night for the regional semifinal round. The only regional semifinal that's set for Thursday night already is number 5 seeded Bangor and number 4 seeded River Ridge. Other matchups that we have our eye on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tonight over on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We have Lancaster at New Glarus. John Satterley with the call of that match. And on X1071 and X1071.com and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Belmont is taking on Blackhawk in Division 5. And in Division 2 on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, Platteville is taking on Evansville, the number 7th seeded Platteville Hillman taking on the number 10 seed Evansville. Steve Prescott with the call of that one again on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Meanwhile, here in Livingston, we'll get to more on our Raleigh Cheese pre-match show. We'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with Karen McManus of Iowa Grant and Amy Mathis of Kickapoo. We asked them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Also get you the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups, Cuba City Family Dental colors of the match, and the opening serve between Iowa Grant and Kickapoo in our WIAA Division 4 regional quarterfinal. The Raleigh Cheese pre-match show continues after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pre-game 1.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance, they'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
I'm here today with Keith Dula from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Keith, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
Pregame 1.
Our Raleigh Chiefs pre-match show continues on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Iowa Grant taking on Kickapoo in tonight's WIAA Division 4 regional quarterfinal. We're joined by Carey McManus, head coach of the Iowa Grant Panthers. Coach, thank you for joining us. Coming into the tournament, the number 8 seed in this sectional 2B bracket, taking on Kickapoo tonight. Looking at the record, 7-24 overall, 1-7 in a very competitive SWAL conference. Might be one of those things where the record might not indicate as to how well your team actually plays because the top of the conference is so loaded. So give us a recap of what you've seen from your team throughout the duration of the season. What have been the strengths heading into this matchup against Kickapoo?
Yeah, so like you said, the SWAL conference is unbelievably good. We were very pleased with the 8 seed getting a home game. I don't think the Iowa Grant Panthers have had a home game in 5 years for playoffs, so we were very excited for that. Our season has had its ups and downs for sure, but we have definitely seen these girls play together and come together super well at times. And if we do that tonight, we're going to be just fine. Our highs have been super high. We went to 5 with Fenimore. We beat Highland, who won the conference in 6 Rivers. So if we even play how we can on any given night, we are going to be just fine.
Yeah, what have been the strengths of the team throughout the season? And when Iowa Grant plays well, what are the things that you kind of hang your hat on?
Well, I have 10 seniors, so I have a very developed and mature team. We definitely have strong leadership and experience among those 10 seniors, whether they're on the court or, just on the bench cheering on their teammates. These girls really come together, and it shows that they've played together all these years. So having that leadership among those upperclassmen is probably our key to our success.
All right, Carey McManus with us on our Raleigh Chiefs pre-match show, getting ready for Iowa Grant and Kickapoo in our Division 4 regional quarterfinal in the state of Wisconsin. Our Russell office's injury report. Talk about the team health heading into the matchup against Kickapoo, and have injuries had any impact on the season this year?
We've been lucky. We're healthy. If you've followed us last year, my 2 middles, my 6-foot middles, were both out for the entire season last year. And they've been back this year better than ever, and they've been a strong key to our success. So we're all healthy, and we're ready to go.
All right, excellent. And then the matchup tonight against Kickapoo, also nicknamed the Panthers and evenly matched up as far as seedings go, 8 hosting the 9. So on paper, things seem to be, fairly even. Talk about what you've seen from Kickapoo, what stands out about them, and what's going to be the key tonight for Iowa Grant.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fairly matched game tonight. It's going to be exciting. We've watched Kickapoo, and they're scrappy. They've got some good leaders on the court too. They've got some strong back row players and passers, and they're not going to let the ball drop. So if we take care of it on our end and we play how we can play and put the ball down like we have been, it's going to be a good game and hopefully come out in our favor.
All right, should be a fun matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. All
right, that's Carey McManus, head coach of the Iowa Grant Panthers, and we'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pre-match show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Sue Rydell from the Bell Tower Theater, inviting you to our uproarious new comedy, The Second to Last Chance Ladies League. When Deidre opens Occasionally Yours, an event center for all kinds of fresh new gatherings, her dearest friends rally around her. What could possibly go wrong? Basically, almost everything. Don't miss The Second to Last Chance Ladies League, October 10th to the 26th. Tickets are just $26. Call 588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. At Dubuque Mattress, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything. We deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick Trip style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Now just $2.99 for a 3-pack. Choose from Quick Trip's fluffy long johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Quick Trip's premium donuts, now only $2.99 for a 3-pack. A sweet deal. Too delicious to pass up. So treat yourself today, only at Quick Trip.
Pre-game 2.
Raleigh Cheese pre-match show continues on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Kickapoo taking on Iowa Grant in tonight's WIAA Division 4 regional quarterfinal. We're joined by Kickapoo head coach Amy Mathis. Coach, thank you for joining us and coming into this matchup with Iowa Grant. A pretty evenly matched matchup with the 8 and 9 seeds squaring off in this sectional 2B bracket. Looking at the season so far, a 5-17 overall record and a 5-9 conference record in the Ridge and Valley. Talk about the team's season overall and what have been kind of the successes of the team heading into this matchup, heading into the postseason.
Yeah, this has been kind of a non-traditional year for us. We're kind of a short team. A little bit smaller than most. So it took us a while to get going to really find our strengths as a team, but we're all playing, we're all growing this year, and we're all making ourselves better, and that's really been the goal all year long. So we really came into ourselves like kind of later in the season.
I've been looking at the roster. I see mostly juniors except for one senior on the team. So I would imagine probably some roster turnover from last year and some players maybe have to adjust to new roles. Talk about what that transition has been like for your team and what's the area of growth you've been most satisfied with given the different lineup changes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we lost hitters. And so we were more defensively strong when coming in, so we had to develop some hitters. So I would say that our serving and our hitting have been areas of growth. When we're on, they've been really good. There's still areas that we need to work on. We're still carrying a lot of errors in that area, more than I'd like to. So it's been a good area, but it's also an area we still need to improve on.
All right, Amy Mathis with us on Raleigh Chiefs pre-match show, getting ready for Kickapoo and Iowa Grant in our Division 4 regional quarterfinal. Our Russell office's injury report. Talk about the team health heading into this matchup with Iowa Grant, and have injuries had any impact during the season and heading into the postseason?
We've had some smaller injuries that have affected the way we can move. And then we had someone that was in the hospital for a while, so we had to make some adjustments to our roster, who's going to play where, that type of thing. But we haven't been overloaded with injuries, so that's been a really good thing.
All right, that's good to hear. And then the matchup against Iowa Grant tonight, as we said, pretty evenly matched. If you look at the seedings and how they play out, you look at the records and, kind of the stats a little bit, pretty evenly matched on paper. So when you look at Iowa Grant, what are the things that stand out to you most about them, and what's going to be the key tonight for Kickapoo?
I feel like they have one really strong hitter, blocker, so it's going to be us getting around the block, us being able to hit around her, and tackle her hits as well. I think it's going to be very important for us to serve really well and to move them around as much as possible to try to keep them out of system so they can't set her up.
All right, should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Amy Mathis, head coach of the Kickapoo Panthers. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pre-match show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
in Game 1.
Better health starts here, and that means getting the care you need close to home when you need it. Grant Regional Health Center offers a wide variety of outpatient services, including wound care, IV infusions, injections, blood transfusions, antibiotic therapy, and much more. We've expanded our offerings to better serve you. Before you travel out of town or hours away, call us at 608-723-1309 to inquire about receiving outpatient services here. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton.
In Game 1.
Wrapping up the Raleigh Cheese pre-match show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Iowa Grant taking on Kickapoo in our WIAA Division 4 regional quarterfinal. The winner takes on Fenimore in the regional semifinal round coming up on Thursday night. Tyler Dictanis with you from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture at ayersfurniture.com. We'll get to the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups and the Cuba City Family Dental colors of the match in just a moment. But we will bring you tonight's national anthem by the Iowa Grant Marching Band in just a moment. Community First Bank, freeing the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. At Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Now here's tonight's national anthem from Iowa Grant High School in Livingston.
By the Iowa Grant Pep Band under the direction of Heather Guile.
It's the national anthem by the Iowa Grant Pep Band. Right before first serve of our Division 4 regional quarterfinal on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered in the postseason by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. Let's set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. For the visiting number 9 seeded Kickapoo Panthers, 5-17 overall, 5-9 in the Ridge and Valley Conference this season. Their starting lineup goes like this. A junior setter, number 1, Annabelle Oliver. A junior outside hitter, number 2, Luca Gross. A junior outside hitter, number 5, Haley Peterson. A defensive specialist, a junior, number 8, Braylon Olson. A senior outside hitter, number 9, Ann Clements. A junior middle blocker, number 12, Genesee Sousa. And tonight's libero, a junior, number 19, Maddie Townsend. And for the home team, the Iowa Grant Panthers, 8-24 overall, 1-7 in the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League. Their starting lineup goes like this. A senior libero, number 1, Quinn Hooper. A senior outside hitter, number 4, Lexi Cools. A sophomore defensive specialist, number 5, Addie Foley. A junior outside hitter, number 12, Presley Lehman. A senior right side hitter, the captain, number 19, Ellie Moen. A senior middle hitter, number 20, Layla Ritchie. And running up the starting lineup for Iowa Grant, a setter, number 21, Carly Shores. Kickapoo is coached by Amy Mathis, and she's assisted by Alyssa Vesbach and Ryan Weigel. And the Iowa Grant Panthers, coached by Karen McManus, assisted by Ashley Williams and Marta Lex. Volunteer coaches Kenzie Oakes, Elise Linscheid, and Hope Grimm. Those are the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at FullerSmokerCenter.com. The Cuba City Family Dental colors of the match brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Iowa Grant in the home. Red Nike jerseys with black sleeves, white numbers and letters. Iowa Grant across the top of the chest with white numbers, and on the back, white numbers and Panthers written across the back. The Panthers, the Kickapoo Panthers in the black jerseys, Panthers written across the chest in red with white numbers, and the Kickapoo Panther logo on the top center of the back of the jersey. Those are the colors of the match, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Volleyball tonight is sponsored by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See their inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. And by Mound City Bank, their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. Our scoreboard tonight presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, and we are set to get things going here at Iowa Grant High School in Livingston. Ellie Moen with a running jump serve. We are off and running on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Kickapoo returns it on the third hit. Iowa Grant pushes it to the front row, and now a pushover by number 4, Lexi Cools. Returned by Kickapoo, and that one drops for the first point of the match. Kickapoo gets on the board first, 1-0 in set number 1. Now here's the serve for Kickapoo. This one returned on the third hit, now played in the back row by number 9, Ann Clements. Ball pushed ahead to the front row, hit into the net, and Iowa Grant is on the board. Tied at 1 apiece in the opening set. Here from Iowa Grant High School, Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Set to serve for Iowa Grant is number 11, Emery Freeman-App. And Iowa Grant will get the point as the ball went into the net. 2-1. Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo in the opening set. Again, the winner of this match takes on number 1 seeded Fenimore coming up on Thursday night. Freeman-App serve goes over the end line for a service error, the first service error of the match. And we are tied at 2 apiece in the opening set. Luca Gross now set to serve. And standing serve, right side of the end line, played in the back row by the libero Hooper. Ball pushed ahead and into the net. Presley Lehman couldn't get under it quite enough, and Kickapoo is now in front, 3 serving 2 in the opening set. Luca Gross' serve, controlled in the back row by Iowa Grant. Ball pushed ahead by number 20, Layla Ritchie over the net, and it goes out of bounds. Ricocheted off the fingertips of a Kickapoo player out of bounds, and we are tied at 3 in the opening set. That will bring up number 20, Layla Ritchie, set to serve. But you're looking at Coach McManus for the instructions, and a running jump serve popped up in the back row and out of bounds, and that's an ace. First ace goes to Layla Ritchie. And Ritchie will serve again, 4 serving 3. Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo. And that serve goes out of bounds beyond the end line for a service error. And we are tied at 4 once again. Community First Bank, freeing the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Standing serve beyond the end line for Genesee Sousa. And a backwards pass sends it to the back row to the Kickapoo side for Iowa Grant's third hit. Now returned by Haley Peterson. 50-50 ball at the net. Lands on the Kickapoo side. Forward set over the top of the net. And a great attack by Sousa, but dug up in the back row by the Kickapoo Panthers. And a hit into the net by number 11. Emery Raymanap will give Kickapoo the point. 5 serving 4 in the opening set. Kickapoo in the lead, and the serve just clears the net for Sousa. Now an attack in the middle, played in the front row by Kickapoo. They go on the attack, trying to go across court. Great dig in the back row by Raymanap. Kickapoo with it on their side. They hit it for the third hit on the near side, and a violation called against Kickapoo. I believe someone went under the net. And we are tied at 5 in set number 1. Carly Shores, the junior setter, set to serve things up for Iowa Grant. Running jump serve just inside the end line, and that will land inbounds for an ace. Iowa Grant in front, 6 serving 5. Carly Shores will serve again. Running jump serve for the junior. Just clears the net. Played in the back row by number 6, Emerson Miller. Now an attack on the near side. Controlled by Iowa Grant. Iowa Grant goes on the attack on the far side, going cross court. Played along the front row, and now an attack near side. Ball clears the net. Now a set up in the middle for Iowa Grant, and hitting it into the net is Haley Peterson. That gets Kickapoo the point, and Kickapoo will serve 6 serving 6. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. And Clements with the serve, but hits it into the net. First service error of the match for the Kickapoo Panthers. Iowa Grant gets the point. 7 serving 6. Trying to refrain from saying Panthers because both teams are nicknamed the Panthers in this match. It'll be a running jump serve for Presley Lehman. And her serve rolls over the net. And Iowa Grant gets the point. 8 serving 6. The 8 seed leading the 9 seed in this Division IV regional quarterfinal. Lehman with the serve again. Her serve clears the net. Arcs beyond the end line for a service error. That's the 3rd service error on the match so far for Iowa Grant. And now the libero, number 19, Maddie Townsend, will serve for Kickapoo wearing the red jersey. And a quick sub for Kickapoo. Elise Olsen checks out. Now back into the match is Luca Gross. Now here's the serve for Townsend, the southpaw server. It's over the net, and Iowa Grant can't return it on the 3rd hit. That's an ace. Maddie Townsend, an ace on her first serve. 8 serving 8. Kickapoo and Iowa Grant all tied up in the opening set. This one played in the back row by Quinn Hooper and returned to the Kickapoo side. They have it in the front row. Here's the near side attack. Great dig in the back row for Iowa Grant. Now it's set up in the middle, and the attack too strong beyond the end line. A little too much smoke on that one for number 5, Addie Foley. Kickapoo in front, 9 serving 8 in the opening set. Another serve for Townsend. Backwards pass enters the back row. Townsend digs it up in the back row. Now an attack on the far side by Jordan Hancock. And hitting it into the net for Iowa Grant is Ellie Moen. And Kickapoo with their biggest lead of the match so far. 10 serving 8 in the first set on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Townsend hits it into the net for a service error. Her second service error of the match for Kickapoo. 9 serving 10. And it'll be Addie Foley serving for Iowa Grant. Foley serve popped up in the back row, and a forward set for the 3rd hit. Sends it to the front row on the Iowa Grant side. Here's the setup in the middle, and a teardropper played in the front row by Kickapoo. Here's the attack on the far side. Ball dug up in the back row by Addie Foley. Return to the Kickapoo side. Kickapoo goes on the attack, and a strike off the wrist of an Iowa Grant player along the back row. I believe That was Annabelle Oliver who gets credit for the kill for Kickapoo. It'll be 11 serving 9. Kickapoo in the lead. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services, more than 50 specialists. You can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Kickapoo with it on their side. They push it over, and a double hit called against Kickapoo. Substitution for Iowa Grant now in the match. Carly Shores. And serving for Iowa Grant is number 19, Ellie Moen, the captain. Running jump serve punched over to the back row. Kickapoo with it on the attack near side, going cross court, and she paints the line for the kill. Genesee Sousa credit with the kill. 12 serving 10. Kickapoo on top of Iowa Grant, the 9 seed leading the 8 seed. And a jump serve for Annabelle Oliver, played in the back row by Iowa Grant, and too strong for Layla Ritchie. She went full send, but just couldn't keep it within the lines, and it's 13 serving 10. Kickapoo with the largest lead of the match. Now an attack for Iowa Grant as they return the serve. Kickapoo with it on their side, a backwards pass, clears the net. Ball pushed to the front row, into the net. And great job by Layla Ritchie, able to tap it over for the third hit. Ball kept alive in the back row by Iowa Grant, and they will send it out of bounds along the near sideline. And a timeout taken by Iowa Grant. Kickapoo leads Iowa Grant 14-10 in set number 1. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2, Fuller's Milker Center and GIA have the management tools you need to keep your dairy's profitability at your fingertips 24 hours a day. From many choices of reliable electronic ID to effective time-saving sort gates to the state-of-the-art Dairy Plan C21, monitor and control your parlor systems as you manage your whole herd. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your GIA dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center for details on the latest ID systems and sort gates that can help your dairy's efficiency, putting you and your cows in the fast lane.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe High School Sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590WPBL.com.
In Game 2.
Volleyball tonight brought to you by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneville, Darlington, and Lancaster. See their inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. The serve by Kickapoo coming out of the Iowa Grant timeout. Goes out of bounds, and a service error for Kickapoo. And now Iowa Grant is serving. As Emery Raymanap hits it into the net for a service error. That is the 4th service error on Iowa Grant in this opening set. It is now 15 serving 11, and set to serve for Kickapoo is number 3, Elise Olson, a junior defensive specialist. The serve arcs over the net, pushed to the back row, out of bounds, but kept alive by Iowa Grant, chasing it out. And now Kickapoo with it on their side. A forward set clears the net for the third hit. Iowa Grant with it on their side, and the libero pops it out of bounds. Quinn Hooper couldn't play it cleanly. And it's 16 serving 11. Kickapoo in front. Olsen with the serve again for Kickapoo, and couldn't control it was Raymanap. And another timeout taken by Iowa Grant. 17-11. Kickapoo on top of Iowa Grant in our Division IV regional quarterfinal on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. 0 interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
In Game 3.
Served by Elise Olson is returned by Iowa Grant. Now the Kickapoo goes on the attack on the near side, and they get it down for the kill as it goes off the fingertips of an Iowa Grant player along the front row. 18 serving 11. Kickapoo stretching their lead on the Iowa Grand Panthers on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Elise Olson's serve goes beyond the end line for a service error. Third service error of the match for Kickapoo, and now Iowa Grant trying to claw their way back in set number 1 as number 20, Layla Ritchie, the senior middle hitter, set to serve. Running jump serve clears the net, and it stays in bounds for an ace. Second ace for Layla Ritchie, 13 serving 18 in the opening set. Laley Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. And the serve by Ritchie off the fingertips of Elise Olson hits the floor for another ace for Ritchie. 3 aces for Layla Ritchie. 14 serving 18. Trying to string together a run. Another running jump serve for Ritchie. Just clears the net. Played in the back row by Kickapoo, and a backwards pass for the third hit. Sends it to the Iowa Grant side. Iowa Grant goes on the attack along the front row. A teardropper popped up sky high, and a 50-50 ball. I got it. No, you got it. No, it hits the floor. And Iowa Grant going on a run. 15 serving 18. Layla Ritchie serving again. The serve played in the back by Olson. Push ahead to the front row. Now an attack on the far side. 50-50 ball at the net. Pop to the back row. And Layla Ritchie able to send it over for the third hit. Now Kickapoo going on the attack on the far side by Ann Clements. Played in the back row by Iowa Grant. An attack near side. And getting it down is Presley Lehman. And now Kickapoo wants to talk things over. 18-16. Kickapoo in the lead, but Iowa Grant going on a run to close the gap. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 4. If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Turpin Dodge salutes Kristen Schroeder, BSN RN, hospice nurse at Hospice of Dubuque. Turpin will honor Kristen with a donation to Hospice of Dubuque in her honor. Visit TurpinDodge.com to nominate an area nurse. Thank you, Kristen, from Turpin Dodge in Dubuque.
In game 4.
Coming out of the timeout, Layla Ritchie authors another ace, her fourth of this set, and she is keeping Iowa Grant in this opening set. 17 serving 18, 1 point away from tying things up. It was 17-11 just a moment ago, and another ace for Ritchie. Her fifth, and we are tied at 18. Layla Ritchie spinning the ball. Running jump serve just beyond the end line. Clears the net, popped up in the back row on the Kickapoo side. And Haley Peterson will send it over for the third hit. There's a setup in the middle. Now a far side attack for Lehman. 50-50 ball at the net. Whistle blows, and the point goes to Kickapoo on a double hit. Kickapoo back in front, 19 serving 18. Bryn Pettit will check in to serve, and that will send, Emerson Miller in, subbing in for Genesee Sousa. And her serve is in to the back row for Iowa Grant. Iowa Grant pushes it over for the third hit. Now an attack on the far side for Kickapoo. Dug up in the back row by Iowa Grant. Here's the attack on the near side. Dug up in the back row. Now here's a set near side attack. Putting a lot of smoke behind that one was Haley Peterson. But a whistle at the net, and Iowa Grant went under the net, so the point goes to Kickapoo. 20 serving 18. Kickapoo trying to close out Iowa Grant in the opening set. Served by Emerson Miller will go as an ace as Quinn Hooper couldn't quite get under it. Now Emerson Miller with her first ace, set to serve again. Serve is pushed over to the back row. Now an attack on the far side by Lehman. Now an attack in the middle, trying to dig it out, was number 11, Emery Raymond, but couldn't keep it in play. It goes out of bounds. And now Kickapoo with a 4-point lead in set number 1, 22 serving 18. Emerson Miller's serve, played in the back row by Iowa Grant, and putting the smoke behind that one was number 5, Addie Foley. Addie Foley went full send along the front row, putting everything she had behind it. Kickapoo couldn't control it along the back row, and now 19 serving 22. Carly Shores serving for the Iowa Grant Panthers. Kickapoo keeps it alive. A backwards hit for the third hit, sends it back to the Iowa Grant side. Iowa Grant goes on the attack on the far side, and getting the kill is Presley Lehman. 20 serving 22. Short set to serve again, running jump serve near side of the end line, and that goes out of bounds for a service error. Carly Shores with her first service error of the match. That's the 5th for Iowa Grant in this set. Standing serve along the back row for Ann Clements. Returned on the third hit by Iowa Grant. Kickapoo going on the attack. Far side, great block at the net by Iowa Grant. And Iowa Grant gets the point. I believe the block kill goes to Addie Foley. 21 serving 23. Presley Lehman serving for Iowa Grant. Running jump serve into the net. Service error. Her second, team 6th, and it's set point for Kickapoo. Kickapoo's libero, number 19, Maddie Townsend, set to serve. And with the left hand, just skirts over the top of the net, finds the floor for an ace. And Kickapoo wins the first set, 25-21. Kickapoo out to a 1-set-0 lead on the Iowa Grant Panthers in our Division IV regional quarterfinal. Set number 2 coming up next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lady Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590 WPBL.com.
In Game 5.
Kickapoo wins set number 1, 25-21 over Iowa Grant in our Division IV regional quarterfinal matchup. Over on ESPN Radio, AM1590 WPVL. Platteville with a 22-14 lead in set number 1 over Evansville. Again, that one on ESPN Radio, AM1590 WPVL. Set number 2 from Iowa Grant after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Life can get busy. Work, family, endless to-do lists, but don't let your health take a backseat. A mammogram is an important screening that only takes a few minutes, and it could be a step toward peace of mind for you and your loved ones. Whether it's your first or your annual visit, Grant Regional makes it quick, easy, and it's one thing you can check off your list. Make your health a priority. Schedule your mammogram today, accepting medical associates, dean, and Quartz insurance to name a few. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
In Game 6.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school volleyball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Laley Center Monroe, and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Kickapoo wins set number 1, 25-21. Set number 2 coming up in just a moment. Our match tonight brought to you by the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville, offering a history of caring and understanding that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Claire Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. Kickapoo will serve, working from left to right as we see it here for the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And the point will go to Kickapoo on a double hit by Iowa Grant. And it's 1-0 Kickapoo in set number 2, leading 1-0. Again, winning the first set 25-21. Served by Kickapoo is played in the back row by Iowa Grant, and Layla Ritchie tried to go cross court, but had a little too much on it, went out of bounds, and it's quickly 2-0 Kickapoo. On top of Iowa Grant is Annabelle Oliver serving once again for the Kickapoo Panthers. And Layla Ritchie able to punch it over for the third hit on a bump, and trying to go for the attack was number 9, Ann Clements, but her swing wasn't on time with the ball. Ball hits the floor. Iowa Grant now on the board in set 2. 1 serving 2. And a running jump serve for number 19, Ellie Moen. Clements goes on the attack on the far side. Iowa Grant digs it out in the back row. A near side attack for Lexi Cools. Popped up along the front row by Kickapoo. And Kickapoo hits it into the net. That was number 12, Genesee Sousa. And just like that, we are tied at 2 apiece in set number 2. Ellie Moen, the captain, serving once again. Serve control in the back row by Kickapoo. Near side attack, pushed over, dug up in the back row by Iowa Grant. Layla Ritchie loads up for the attack, skirts the top of the net, kept alive in the back row by Kickapoo. Here's a hit into the net, and Iowa Grant gets the point as Luca Gross couldn't get under it just enough to clear the net. And it is 3 serving 2. Iowa Grant with a 3-0 lead after being down 0-2 in set number 2. So playing the back row by Kickapoo and return to the Iowa Grant side. Panthers go on the attack as Lexi Cools tried to send it to the back row. Kickapoo keeps it alive. Going cross court was Luca Gross, and it goes beyond the far sideline. A 4-0 run for Iowa Grant now as they are now up 4-2 in set number 2. So playing the back row by number 8, Braylon Olson, and Iowa Grant gets the point as the ball hit into the net. Iowa Grant in the middle of a 5-0 run. 5 serving 2 in the second set. Ellie Moen serve controlled in the back row by Kickapoo. Return to the Iowa Grant side, kept alive by the Panthers, and a backwards pass sends it to the back row on the Kickapoo side. Kickapoo goes on the attack on the far side by Ann Clements, kept alive by Layla Ritchie. 50-50 ball at the net, and that one tapped down by number 12, Genesee Sousa. Sousa and Ritchie were battling along the front row, and Sousa able to tap it down right in front of Ritchie to end the Iowa Grant run. And now Luca Gross, who just got the point, will serve along the back row, and her serve punches the back row, pushed ahead to the front, and hitting it into the net is Layla Ritchie, and Kickapoo gets the point. 4 serving 5. In set number 2, Kickapoo leading 1-0, winning the first set 25-21. Luca Gross with a standing serve, sends it over with the right hand. Quinn Hooper pops it up in the back row, and now a side pass by Layla Ritchie sends it to the back row for Kickapoo. Kickapoo goes on the attack, pushed to the back row on the Iowa Grant side. Layla Ritchie loads up, pushes it over the net. Quickly returned by Kickapoo. Now Layla Ritchie loads up again. That one fingertipped off a Kickapoo player, rolls into the back row, and a block at the net, and Iowa Grant gets the point as Kickapoo guilty of 4 hits. And it's 6 serving 4. Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo. Lexi Cool serving for Iowa Grant. So played the back row by Braylon Olson and returned to the Iowa Grant side. Richie loads up, great block, kept alive by Sousa. And Richie with it at the front row for Iowa Grant as an attack on the near side, and a violation called against Kickapoo will give Iowa Grant the point. 7 serving 4 in set number 2. As Lexi Cools will serve once again in a running jump serve right in the middle of the end line. And a great return along the front row by Iowa Grant as that one went off the fingertips of an Iowa Grant player. Kickapoo gets the point. 5 serving 7. And it will be Genesee Sousa set to serve for Kickapoo. Serve clears the net. Played in the back row by Quinn Hooper, and it's hit into the net. Iowa Grant gives up another point to Kickapoo. 6 serving 7. Kickapoo started out 2-0. Then Iowa Grant stretched it to 5-2. And it's been back and forth ever since as Layla Ritchie loads up and gets the kill. And it set up beautifully along the front row and slammed it down between the 2 rows. And Ritchie set to serve once again. She had 5 aces in that first set. Now she serves again. Running jump serve. That one goes beyond the end line for a service error. Just missed. Her second service error of the match. 7 serving 8. Kickapoo serve. And Clements set to serve. Clements serve, clears the net, played in the back row by Iowa Grant. Panthers gone the attack near side. Ball dug up in the back row. Now here's the setup in the middle and a far side attack. Ball rolls onto the Iowa Grant side. It hits the floor. Kickapoo gets the point. We are tied at 8. And Clements serving near side this time and hits it into the net for a service error. Iowa Grant gets the point. They're back in front. 9 serving 8. Trailing 1-0. Again, the serve by Carly Shores is popped up and hits the back wall of the gym. And that's an ace for Carly Shores. And that down is her first ace of the match. 10 serving 8. Shores standing serve just beyond the end line, and it goes out of bounds for a service error. 9 serving 10. Kickapoo serving. Iowa Grant in front. Match today brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group. For all of your insurance needs, see Steve Lendeski at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. Standing serve for Haley Peterson of Kickapoo. Played in the back row by Iowa Grant. Layla Ritchie loads up, and it's dug up in the back row by Kickapoo. Side pass sends it back to the Iowa Grant side. Near side attack. Great deflection along the front row by Kickapoo. Here's a setup on the far side for Luca Gross. Sends it to the back row on the Iowa Grant side. And Iowa Grant punches it over for the third hit on the near side, trying to go cross court. This one tapped over by Annabelle Oliver. Now here's the attack. Great load and block at the net by Annabelle Oliver. Getting the block and the kill. And we are tied at 10. In set number 2. Haley Peterson serving once again. Serve arcs over the top of the net, and a hit into the net will be an ace as Iowa Grant couldn't return it. Haley Peterson credited with her second ace of the match, and Kickapoo in front in set number 2. 11 serving 10. Serve by Peterson just clears the net, but returned quickly by Iowa Grant, and that one finds the floor on the Kickapoo side for Iowa Grant's point. We are tied at 11 in set number 2. Kickapoo leading 1-0. Now serving for Iowa Grant is number 12, Presley Lehman. Her running jump serve is controlled in the back row by Ann Clements. And a far side attack by Luca Gross gets it down between the 2 rows for the kill. Kickapoo now in front, 12 serving 11. Checking out is Emerson Miller. Back in the match is Genesee Sousa. Now running jump serve for number 4, Jordan Hancock of Kickapoo, and a miscommunication along the front row for Iowa Grant as someone set it up, but no one there to go for the attack. And Kickapoo now in the front, 13 serving 11, as Jordan Hancock serves once again. The running jump serve arcs over the top of the net, played in the back row by Iowa Grant, and going on the attack in the middle is number 5, Addie Foley, and she'll get the kill. Slammed it down, deflected off the fingertips of the Kickapoo player out of bounds. And Iowa Grant set to serve on the far side. And sending it over will be Addie Foley. Foley's serve controlled in the back by the libero, Maddie Townsend, on the Kickapoo side. And a return, trying to go cross court, was number 12, Genesee Sousa. But it arcs out of bounds along the near side corner. And we are tied at 13 in set 2. The serve by Foley is returned by Iowa Grant, and it lands on the Iowa Grant side of the floor. Kickapoo gets the point, 14 serving 13. Annabelle Oliver set to serve once again for Kickapoo. Her service pots up sky high in the back row on the Iowa Grant side as Layla Ritchie loads up, and too much smoke beyond the end line. And it's 15 serving 13. Fast moving set number 2. But back and forth we go. Annabelle Oliver's serve, played by Iowa Grant, 50-50 ball at the net, and Layla Ritchie slammed it down. And Iowa Grant will get the point. A bit of a delay call by the officials. Iowa Grant gets the point, and it's their serve, 14 serving 15, with number 19, Ellie Moen, serving. Running just for Ellie Moen, far side of the floor, popped up in the back row by Clements. Push ahead. And a load up in the middle for Sousa, and gets it down between the two rows for the kill. And Kickapoo will sub in. Now the match is Elise Olsen. That'll send Luca Gross to take a seat. And Elise Olsen will serve for Kickapoo, 16 serving 14. Serve on the near sideline, quickly returned by Iowa Grant. As Haley Peterson will send it over on the third hit from the far side of the floor. Here's the load up for Ritchie in the middle and slams it down for the kill. Layla Ritchie was set up beautifully in the middle. Able to split the two rows. Out of exit velocity on that hit. 15 serving 16. Running jump serve for Lexi Cools. Now an attack on the far side for Kickapoo, but it goes into the net as Haley Peterson couldn't send it over to the Iowa Grant side, and we are now tied at 16 apiece in set 2. Kickapoo won set 1, 25-21. Here's the serve for Lexi Cools. Play in the back row by Olsen, and an attack on the near side somehow finds the floor as Sousa able to tap it over, caught Iowa Grant out of position along the front row. And Kickapoo in front and serving, 17 serving 16 in set 2. Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at coleacresgolfandgrill.com and the Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net. Emerson Miller serving for Kickapoo. Serving on the far side of the end line. Played in the back row by Iowa Grant. Here's the load up for Ritchie and slams that one down for the kill once again. Layla Ritchie was getting all the aces in the first set for Iowa Grant, and now she's getting all the kills along that middle hitter position. Tied at 17, and Layla Ritchie will serve again. Layla Ritchie's serve. Ball push ahead to the front row, but that's an ace. As Emerson Miller tried to push it to the front row, but no one able to control it for Kickapoo. Sixth ace of the match for Layla Ritchie. And a 1-point lead for Iowa Grant in set 2. Layla Ritchie serves again. Serve just angles over the top of the net and quickly returned by Kickapoo. Here's the load up for Ritchie along the front row. Popped up along the back row by Kickapoo. Ball sent over by Haley Peterson of Kickapoo, and a miscommunication in the back row. As Emery Raymonamp had a miscommunication with a teammate along the back row. Ball finds the floor. We are tied at 18 in set number 2. And Clements serving. Serve clears the net. Now returned by Iowa Grant. Ball set up in the middle. Now forward set to the back row of Iowa Grant. Side pass clears the net to the Kickapoo side. Set up by Oliver. Attack near side for Hancock. And a point awarded to Kickapoo, as there was a whistle before the ball hit the floor. And it's 19 serving 18. And Clements serving once again. Standing serve for Clements. Playing the back row by the libero, Quinn Hooper for Iowa Grant. Here's the attack on the near side by Presley Lehman. And that one goes out of bounds beyond the end line. It is 20 serving 18, and a timeout taken by Iowa Grant. 20-18, Kickapoo leading Iowa Grant in set number 2 and 1 set to none. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the hygiene brand of products, as well as other dairy hygiene products. Make your operation more efficient and profitable, and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkerCenter.com.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lady Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590WPBL.com.
In Game 7.
(20 serving 18). Kickapoo leading Iowa Grant in set number 2. Kickapoo leading 1 set to none. And the serve by Ann Clements arcs over the top of the net, and Iowa Grant returns it on the third hit. Serve played in the back row by Kickapoo, and the return goes out of bounds beyond the end line, as putting a little too much behind it was Haley Peterson. Arcs over the end line, and Iowa Grant gets the point. Iowa Grant serve, 19 serving 20. Carly Shores set to serve for Iowa Grant. Serve played in the back row by number 6, Emerson Miller. Return to the Iowa Grant side, and then I got it, no, you got it. And the ball deflects out of bounds. Miscommunication between Quinn Hooper and Carly Shores. Ball finds the floor. Kickapoo gets the point. 21 serving 19. The libero, number 19, Maddie Townsend, set to serve for Kickapoo. Jump serve with the left hand. Punched over to the back row. Now an attack in the middle as a teardrop set by Iowa Grant, returned by Kickapoo, and now a load up, but hitting it into the net was number 5, Addie Foley. And Kickapoo trying to close out Iowa Grant in set 2, 22 serving 19. Another timeout taken by Iowa Grant. That's their final of this set. We'll keep it here and tell you that our match is brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Maine and Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Offices here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. And by McNutt Electric in Belmont, they can assist with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNutt Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNutt Electric in Belmont. And by Burnham Lumber in Rui, see Burnham Lumber for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential projects. Burnham Lumber in Rui. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Coming out of the Iowa Grant timeout, Maddie Townsend serve. Controlled in the back row and returned by Iowa Grant. It's 22-19. Kickapoo leading Iowa Grant in set number 2. Kickapoo leading 1 set to none. Iowa Grant with an attack on the near side and slamming that one down, and getting the kill is number 12, Presley Lehman. Presley Lehman able to paint the end line, give Iowa Grant the point, and Iowa Grant trying to keep things close. 20 serving 22 in set 2, and Lehman will serve. Serve punched over, controlled in the back row by Townsend. Now popped up sky high for the set. The attack is dug up in the back row by Iowa Grant. Iowa Grant goes on the attack, and going cross court is Lexi Cools for the kill. 21 serving 22. Presley Lehman serving once again. Running jump serve, clears the net. Townsend able to keep it alive. And hitting it into the net is Ann Clements. That's an ace for Lehman, and a timeout taken by Kickapoo as we are tied at 22 apiece in set 2. Kickapoo leading 1-0. Our match tonight brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, and refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. And by Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full service repair on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best in Fenimore. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com. Bouse Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. And by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Coming out of the Kickapoo timeout, we are tied at 22. Iowa Grant serving, and the serve by Presley Lehman is played by Iowa Grant along the back row. Return on the third hit. Iowa Grant with it on their side. Loading up is Lexi Cools for the attack, but hits it into the net. Kickapoo gets the point. 23 serving 22.
Rotating into Kickapoo number 12, Tennessee Sutra. And the service line number 4, Jordan Hancock.
Jordan Hancock will serve for Kickapoo. Her jump serve is dove in for and kept alive by Quinn Hooper. Iowa Grant with it back on their side. 50-50 ball at the net as Kickapoo taps it over. Quickly returned by Iowa Grant. Now Iowa Grant with it back on their side. Here's the attack in the middle by Eddie Foley. And Iowa Grant gets the point. As Kickapoo couldn't control it cleanly, we are tied at 23 in set number 2. Potential tri-court turning point moment here for Iowa Grant. As Addie Foley will serve for Iowa Grant. Her serve arcs beyond the end line for a service error. And it's set point for Kickapoo. Annabelle Oliver will send it over. Service played by Iowa Grant. Here's the attack, and a great attack by Ritchie, but somehow dug up and kept alive by Kickapoo. Iowa Grant able to return it on the third hit. Here's a backwards pass and a forward bump. Sends it over to the back row, and now a load up for Ritchie, and she knocks it down for the kill. Layla Ritchie bringing the heat. Hitting it where the defenders weren't. Tied at 24 in set 2. Iowa Grant serve. Ellie Moen will punch it over. Her serve is sent to the back row. Now a backwards pass. Goes out of bounds. And Iowa Grant gets the point. It'll be set point Iowa Grant, and a timeout taken by Kickapoo. 25 serving 24. Set point for Iowa Grant. Volleyball tonight. Brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. And by Ritchie Implements in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See their inventory and employment opportunities at Ritchie'sInc.com. Volleyball also brought to you by the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville, offering a history of caring and understanding that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. Kickapoo leads 1-0, but Iowa Grant has set point in set number 2. 25 serving 24. And trying to clear it out for Iowa Grant is number 19, Ellie Moen. Running jump serve coming out of the timeout. Her serve played in the back row by Ann Clements. Clements gets it back on a pass, and a pushover goes over the net. It's out of bounds, though. And Iowa Grant takes set number 2, 26-24. We are tied at 1 set apiece in our WIAA Division IV Regional Quarterfinal. Winner set to take on Fenimore on a Thursday night. We'll bring you set number 3 after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 8.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
In Game 8.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school volleyball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106. And the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. We are tied at 1 set apiece here at Iowa Grant High School. Kickapoo took set 1, 25-21. Iowa Grant taking set 2, 26-24. Both teams have switched sides. Iowa Grant will serve from left to right. Iowa Grant right to left as you see it from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Do a quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. 97.7 Country WGLR, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Lancaster was down 24-20, but comes back to take set 1 from New Glarus, 27-25. And Lancaster in the lead in set 2, 19-12. Again, that one on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. On ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville up 2-0 on Evansville. Taking set 1, 25-19, and second set, 25-15. No update on the game that we have on X1071 between Blackhawk and Belmont. If we have any more updates, we'll bring them to you on our Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Volleyball tonight brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MountCityBank.com. Tyler Dutanis with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth at Iowa Grant High School in Livingston. Glad you're with us on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Iowa Grant set to serve. It'll be Ellie Moen serving for Iowa Grant. Again, serving from left to right as we see it here and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Served by Moen is played by Kickapoo, and the return goes into the antenna along the near sideline. And Iowa Grant out to a 1-0 lead in set number 3. Tied at 1 set apiece. Now running jump serve by Ellie Moen, I should say. And that one goes into the net on the third hit for an ace. 2-0 Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo in the third set. The running jump serve for Ellie Moen. Serve clears the net. Mandy Townsend pushes ahead to the front row on the Kickapoo side. Kickapoo sends it over to Iowa Grant, and the attack on the far side by Lexi Cools, dug up in the back row by Kickapoo. Now here's the attack, but it goes into the net. Luca Gross loaded up for that one, but couldn't clear the net. 3-0 Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo to open up set number 3. Kickapoo won set 1, 25-21. Iowa Grant won set 2, 26-24. Running jump serve for Ellie Moen. Controlled in the back row by Kickapoo. And the return by Sousa sent to the back row by Iowa Grant. Layla Ritchie loads up, paints the corner for the kill. Layla Ritchie unofficially never down for her 5th kill. She probably has more than that. But she has been bringing the smoke from that middle hitter spot. 4-0. Iowa Grant on top to open up set number 3. Now the attack on the near side by Sousa. Ball spun off the fingertips of Layla Ritchie and found the floor. Kickapoo on the board in set 3. 1 serving 4. And set to serve for Kickapoo, I believe, is the number 1, Annabelle Oliver. Layla Ritchie pushes it over, and it's off the wrists of Maddie Townsend. Give the kill to Layla Ritchie. And Iowa Grant serving once again. 5 serving 1 in set 3. Lexi Cools serving for Iowa Grant. Running jump serve, middle part of the end line. Ball pushed ahead by Maddie Townsend to the front row. Hit into the net, and an ace will be awarded to Iowa Grant's Lexi Cools. Timeout taken by Kickapoo, 6-1. Iowa Grant on top of Kickapoo in set 3. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 9.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Turpin Dodge salutes Kristen Schroeder, BSN RN, hospice nurse at Hospice of Dubuque. Turpin will honor Kristen with a donation to Hospice of Dubuque in her honor. Visit TurpinDodge.com to nominate an area nurse. Thank you, Kristen, from Turpin Dodge in Dubuque.
In game 9.
Lexi Cool serving once again for Iowa Grant. 6 serving 1 in set number 3, tied at 1 set apiece in our Division 4 regional quarterfinal on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Here's the load up for Ritchie, and a great block kill at the net. No, it's going to say Iowa Grant's point. I thought number 12, Sousa, had the block and the kill for Kickapoo, but they say the point is awarded to Iowa Grant. 7 serving 1 as Lexi Cool serves once again. Her serve is played in the back row by Maddie Townsend. Push ahead to the front row. Here's the attack by Ann Clemens. Great block kill at the net by Iowa Grant, and now it's 8 serving 1. Iowa Grant dominating to open up set number 3. Lexi Cools will serve again. She punches it over. Ball pushed ahead to the front row as Annabelle Oliver tries to tap it over, and will finally send it over on the third hit for Kickapoo. Here's the load up for Ritchie. Bringing the smoke behind that one, and Ritchie will get the kill as Iowa Grant on a 9-1 run to open up set 3. Quills will serve once again. Ball pops up in the back row by Kickapoo. Ball pushed up to the front row and finally sent over with the right hand by Ann Clements for the third hit. Here's a load up on the attack on the far side for Lehman, and a whistle and a carry called against Kickapoo. Iowa Grant leading 10-1 in set number 3. Lexi Cools will serve once again. Volleyball tonight brought to you by Anderson Weber Toyota Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Served by Cools. Played in the front row by Kickapoo and returned on the third hit. Ball pops up sky high, and Layla Ritchie will send it over on a backwards pass to the back row on the Kickapoo side. Here's the attack on the near side by Ann Clements. 50-50 ball at the net. Kept alive on the Iowa Grant side. And a attack off the fingertips of a Kickapoo player on the front row. Layla Ritchie with another kill, as she is controlling the front row for Iowa Grant. 11 serving 1. Iowa Grant coming alive in the last 2 sets. And the attack on the far side off the serve by Luca Gross, kept alive. And Ritchie loads up, and another kill along the back row. Layla Ritchie, a lot of exit velocity on her hits in the middle. This one finds the back row, splitting the 2 defenders in the back for Kickapoo. And Lexi Cools serves once again. 3 hits on the return for Kickapoo, and a miscommunication for Iowa Grant as Quinn Hooper and Ellie Moen. And I got it. No, you got it. Ball finds the floor. That will end the Iowa Grant run. It's 2 serving 12 as Luca Gross will serve for Kickapoo. Her serve just clears the net, and Iowa Grant hits it into the net. That'll be an ace for Kickapoo. Luca Gross authoring her first ace of the match. 3 serving 12. Gross's serve into the net, service error. That's her first of the match unofficially. And it's 13 serving 4. In set number 3, we are tied at 1 set apiece. Layla Ritchie with a running jump serve. Service played in the back row. Great dive by Elise Olsen to keep it alive for Kickapoo. Ball on the Iowa Grant side, popped up sky high and a backward set for the third hit. And a great attack along the middle for Genesee Sousa. She'll get the kill. And it is 5 serving 13 in set number 3. Served by Sousa, returned by Iowa Grant on the third hit. Here's the load up in the middle by Foley. And a whistle and a point awarded to Iowa Grant. As it is 14, I thought it was 14 serving 5, but the scoreboard says 14 serving 4. And a running jump serve for number 21, Carly Shores. Went into the net, but the point is awarded to Kickapoo, as I believe there was a net violation on the Kickapoo side. Now Shores with the serve. She hits it into the net for a service error. It is now 5 serving 15. Kickapoo serving. Claire Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, part of support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. And Clements' serve. Played in the back row by Iowa Grant, but Iowa Grant can't return it on 3 hits. That's an ace. And Clements with her first ace of the match unofficially. Now her serve goes beyond the end line for a service error. Her third of the match. Now 16 serving 6. Iowa Grant serve. Presley Lehman serving. Lehman with a running jump serve just behind the end line. Ball played in the back row by Emerson Miller. It's returned to the Iowa Grant side, but it goes out of bounds along the near sideline. Iowa Grant gets the point, 17 serving 6. Another running jump serve for Lehman. And her serve arcs, but just stays inbounds along the end line for an ace. Second ace of the match for Lehman, 18 serving 6. Iowa Grant trying to close out Kickapoo in set 3. Lehman's serve played in the back row once again by Kickapoo, and ball pushed over for the third hit by number 4, Jordan Hancock. Ball played in the middle by Iowa Grant, sent to the back row, now an attack far side for Kickapoo. Iowa Grant with it on their side. Eddie Foley pushes it over, paints the end line for the kill. And a timeout taken by Kickapoo, as Iowa Grant has stretched their lead at 19-6 in set 3. We are tied at 1 set apiece in our Division IV regional quarterfinal on Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Our match tonight brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Office is here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. McNett Electric in Belmont can assist with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Coming out of the Kickapoo timeout, 19 serving 6. Iowa Grant leading Kickapoo as Presley Lehman loads up for the serve for Iowa Grant. Service played in the back row, popped up sky high, and a hit into the net for the third hit by Emerson Miller. That's an ace for Lehman. Her third of the match, 20 serving 6. And a running jump serve will clear the net. Ball played in the back row by Kickapoo, and a forward set sends it back to the Iowa Grant side. Set up for a near side attack. Returned on a set to the Kickapoo side. Kickapoo sends it back over on a set. Here's a setup in the middle. And an attack for Addie Foley. Dug up in the back row. Great dig by Ann Clements. And a miscommunication along the front row players for Kickapoo. Ball finds the floor. Iowa Grant gets the point. 21 serving 6 in set 3. Iowa Grant cruising in this set. And the serve by Lehman goes into the net for a service error. Ends a long Iowa Grant run. 7 serving 21. As Maddie Townsend, the libero, will serve for Kickapoo. Townsend serve. Played in the back row by Quinn Hooper. And a set will clear the net for the third hit. Here's the attack on the near side. Going cross court, but putting too much on it was Luca Gross. Went beyond the far sideline. 22 serving 7. And Addie Foley will serve for Iowa Grant. Addie Foley unofficially with 4 kills and 1 service error. Her serve. Played in the back row by Kickapoo. Returned on the third hit on a far side attack. And now Layla Ritchie loads up in the middle. Great dig in the back row by Ann Clements. 50-50 ball at the net. Returned to the Iowa Grant side. Here's the setup in the middle. Here comes Ritchie into the net. Dug up. Popped up sky high, and now a return by Luca Gross, and a point awarded to Kickapoo as Gross will get the kill. 8 serving 22. Iowa Grant in the lead, but Kickapoo trying to find some momentum before set number 3 ends. And the serve by Braylon Olson, played in the back row by Iowa Grant. Ritchie loads up for the attack. Great dig by Ann Clements. Popped up sky high, and a diving backwards bump to keep things alive for Kickapoo, and Layla Ritchie responds by slamming that one down for the kill. That's her 10th unofficially of the match. 23 serving 8. And Ellie Moen will serve for Iowa Grant. Running jump serve for Moen. Into the net, service error. First service error of the match for Ellie Moen. 9 serving 23. Annabelle Oliver will serve for Kickapoo. Oliver with a couple dribbles, now with the serve. Serve played in the back row by Iowa Grant. 2 hits to return it, but a double hit called against Iowa Grant. Kickapoo again serving, 10 serving 23. The serve, played in the back row by Quinn Hooper. Push ahead to the front row, and a forward bump will send it over the net for the third hit for Iowa Grant. Kickapoo goes on the attack on the near side. Ann Clements sends it to the Iowa Grant side. 50-50 ball at the net, and having none of that is Layla Ritchie once again, slamming that one down between the 2 rows. 24 serving 10, set point for Iowa Grant. Lexi Cools will serve. Running jump serve for Cools. Playing the back row by Hancock. Push ahead to the front row, and a forward set for the third hit. And Iowa Grant gets the whistle. Violation called against Kickapoo. And Iowa Grant now with a 2-1 lead on Kickapoo, winning set number 3, 25-10. We will go to set number 4 after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC. Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
In game 10.
Iowa Grant with a 2-1 lead over Kickapoo in our WIAA Division IV Regional Quarterfinal on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We will bring you set number 4 after this break. Again on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 11. Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590WPBL.com.
Get ready for the sweetest night of the year. Dubuque County Fairgrounds and Event Center's Trunk or Treat is going to be a super cool time for all. This Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 till 7, dress in your best costume and bring your candy bucket. Many local businesses and organizations will be handing out treats. There are awards for the best costumes. Cost is only $1 per person. Dubuque County Fairgrounds and Event Center's Trunk or Treat this Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 till 7. Learn more on their Facebook events page. In Game 11.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school volleyball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Iowa Grant now with a 2-1 lead on Kickapoo in our Division IV Regional Quarterfinal. The winner of this match takes on Fenimore in the regional semifinal round coming up on a Thursday night. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. The teams have switched sides. Iowa Grant will serve from right to left, Kickapoo from left to right as we see it from the booth and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Volleyball tonight brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group. For all of your insurance needs, see Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. By WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. The Highland State Bank of Highland and at HighlandStateBank.net. And Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com. Both teams out on the floor. Officials getting the rotation and subs taken care of. Kickapoo will serve to begin. Set number 4, Annabelle Oliver will do the honors and a running jump serve. Get set number 4 underway. Ball played in the back row by Quinn Hooper. Pushed ahead to the Kickapoo side. Now an attack far side for Clemens. Kept alive, though, by Iowa Grant on their side of the net. Here's the attack from the near side for Lexi Cools. Dug up in the back row by Kickapoo. And a bump will send it over to the Iowa Grant side. Whistle blows, and a carry called against Iowa Grant. First point will be awarded to Kickapoo in set 4. Kickapoo won set number 1, 25-21. Iowa Grant won the last 2 sets, 26-24 and 25-10. Served by Annabelle Oliver, controlled in the back row by Iowa Grant, and a attack by Layla Ritchie gets deflected out of bounds off the antenna. And Iowa Grant gets the point. 1-1 in set number 4. And a running jump serve by number 19, Ellie Moen. Played in the back row by Maddie Townsend. There's the attack on the far side by Ann Clemens, but sends it way beyond the end line, past the corner. Iowa Grant gets the point. And the IG Panthers leading the Kickapoo Panthers in set number 4, 2-1, and 2-1 in the match. Service played in the back row, and now an attack in the middle by Genesee Sousa. Kept alive by Iowa Grant, and a backwards pass sends it over to the back row on the Kickapoo side. Luca Gross on the attack, dug up in the back row, and a backwards pass keeps it alive. Sent over to the Kickapoo side, and a forward set. Painting the corner was Kickapoo, and I believe that was Jordan Hancock along the front row. Getting credit for the kill. Tied at 2 in set number 4. And Elise Olson will serve, and her serve goes under the net for a service error. Olson with her second service error of the match. 3-2, Iowa Grant now in front. Lexi Cools will serve for Iowa Grant. Serve played in the back row by number 5, Haley Peterson. Push ahead, and now Iowa Grant with it on their side. Ritchie loads up for the kill, and Iowa Grant will get the point. The ball landed on the Iowa Grant side, but someone from Kickapoo went under the net, and it's 4-2. Iowa Grant with the advantage. Running jump serve for Cools. Popped up by Elise Olson in the back row for Kickapoo, and a side pass by Haley Peterson will send it over to the Iowa Grant side. Set up on the far side. Now a near side attack by Carly Shores, or beg your pardon, that was Presley Lehman. Ricocheted off the top of the net and somehow found the floor. Iowa Grant gets the point, 5-2 in set number 4. Iowa Grant leading 2-1. Fifty-50 ball at the net. Sent over to the Iowa Grant side now. Layla Ritchie loading up for the attack. Able to keep it alive is Braylon Olson, but it goes out of bounds as Braylon Olson tried to control it, but too much smoke for her to handle as Layla Ritchie bringing the heat again. 6-2. Serve controlled in the back row by Kickapoo and returned on the third hit. Here's the setup on the near side, and that one tapped over by Presley Lehman, and Kickapoo can't find a way to return it. And Amy Mathis wants to talk things over as Iowa Grant has jumped out to a 7-2 lead into set number 4. Iowa Grant leading 2-1. We'll keep it here. Tell you that our match is brought to you by Mountain City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. Also by Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See their inventory and employment opportunities at ritchiesinc.com. By Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. And by Laley Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. 7-2. Iowa Grant leading Kickapoo in set number 4. Iowa Grant leading 2-1. And the serve by Alexi Cools, as a whistle against Iowa Grant will give Kickapoo the point, as the players for Iowa Grant weren't set in the appropriate rotation. And now Kickapoo set to serve and set to send it over as number 12, Genesee Sousa. Unofficially 4 kills on the match, and her serve playing the front row by Iowa Grant, and the attack on the near side by Lehman popped up sky high in the back row for Kickapoo, and now Layla Ritchie loading up for the attack, and she splits the defenders in the back row once again. My goodness, Layla Ritchie have a match. Unofficially 13 kills, 6 aces, 2 service errors, and Ritchie will serve. 8-3. Her serve arcs over the top of the net, played in the back row by Kickapoo, sent over on a set for the third hit. Now here's the setup by Carly Shores, loads up for Addie Foley, and Foley finds the floor for the kill. Unofficially the 5th kill of the match for Addie Foley. Layla Ritchie serving once again for Iowa Grant. 9-3, running jump serve for Ritchie. Goes cross court with the serve. Played in the back row by Kickapoo, returned on the third hit, diving to try and keep it alive. Was an Iowa Grant player, as Ellie Moen, the captain, trying to sacrifice her body, and at least she's going to check out of the match for a moment as she hit the deck kind of hard, but Coach McMahon is checking in on her. She's going to be okay. She'll have a seat. 4-9. Kickapoo with the serve, and Ann Clements' serve spun over the net. Now returned by Iowa Grant, dug up in the back row by Emerson Miller. And Clemens will send it over for the third hit. Ball popped up on the Iowa Grant side for the second hit, and hit down by Addie Foley for the kill. Addie Foley having a good match as well. 10-4. Addie Foley with her 6th kill of the match. And a running jump serve for Carly Shores, and her serve goes into the net for a service error. Mark that down as her 3rd. 5-10. Kickapoo's serve with Haley Peterson set to send it over. Haley Peterson's serve just clears the net, and Iowa Grant hits it into the net, and an ace will be awarded to Peterson. Peterson set to serve once again. And a standing serve. Ball arcs over the top of the net. Controlled by Iowa Grant. And the Panthers go on the attack on the far side, and that will go beyond the end line. As they say, the point is awarded to Kickapoo, and all of a sudden, Kickapoo with a bit of momentum in set number 4. 7 serving 10, and the serve just skirts over the top of the net, kept alive by Iowa Grant, and returned on the third hit to the back row. Here's the attack by Kickapoo on the far side, and Luca Gross had a little too much on it, sent it arcing over the end line, and it will be 11 serving 7. Iowa Grant gets the point. It'll be Presley Lehman serving for the Iowa Grant Panthers. Number 8 seed trying to advance to play Fenimore on Thursday night, and she will author an ace on this serve. Her 4th of the match, 12 serving 7. Presley Lehman set to serve one more time. Running jump serve for Lehman just off to the center on the near side. 50-50 ball at the net. Iowa Grant sends it over on the third hit. Whistle blows, and a double hit called against Iowa Grant. Kind of an awkward looking set there. Official saw it. Says that's still illegal in volleyball. It'll be 8 serving 12. Braylon Olson will serve for Iowa Grant. Or for Kickapoo, I should say. The Panther teams are mixing me up here. And the third hit will ricochet off a fingertip of Kickapoo on the far side. And Iowa Grant gets the point. It's 13 serving 8 in set number 4. Iowa Grant with a 2-1 lead. Iowa Grant wins this set. They go to Fenimore Thursday night. Kickapoo has to win this set and set number 5 if they want to advance. Iowa Grant with the ball on their side, and a side pass will send it over the net to the Kickapoo side. And the far side attack by Luca Gross. 50-50 ball at the net, and a carry called against Iowa Grant. And it will be Kickapoo's serve with Annabelle Oliver serving. 9 serving 13. Serve by Oliver, played in the back row by Iowa Grant. Layla Ritchie loads up, but had too much smoke behind that one. Goes beyond the end line. Kickapoo gets the point. 10 serving 13. Annabelle Oliver will serve once again. And she will get an ace as cut out of position was Ava Kloss in the back row for Iowa Grant. And that down as Annabelle Oliver's first ace of the match. And now it's 11 serving 13. Oliver's serve popped up in the back row, kept alive, and the libero Quinn Hooper will send it over to the Kickapoo side. And Clemens with a teardrop hit. Gets alive along the front row, loaded up for Layla Ritchie, and the dig in the back row by Maddie Townsend, but it goes out of bounds into the 4th row, the student section on the far side of the floor. Iowa Grant will get the point. Another kill for Ritchie, and it will be 14 serving 11. And the serve by Ava Kloss will arc over the top of the net. Returned by Kickapoo, and Quinn Hooper couldn't handle it cleanly. It goes out of bounds behind her. And it will be 12 serving 14 now. With number 2, Luca Gross, sent to send it over for Kickapoo. Standing serve for Gross. Quinn Hooper plays it cleanly. Load up for Ritchie for the attack. Ball spun in the front row by Kickapoo, kept alive. Now Iowa Grant with it on their side. Ball was set up for Ritchie for the attack, but returned on a bump. And a hit on the far side by number 2, Luca Gross. Goes beyond the end line. Iowa Grant gets the point. 15 serving 12 in set number 4. Lexi Cools with a running jump serve. So playing the back row by Kickapoo, but it goes into the net, and an ace will be awarded to Lexi Cools. 16 serving 12. Iowa Grant with a 4-point advantage and a 2-1 lead. Served by Cools, controlled in the back row by Kickapoo, returned on a backwards bump on a third hit. Now here's the attack as Ritchie was going for the attack, but she went under the net. Kickapoo gets the point. 13 serving 16. Couple substitutions now as checking out for Iowa Grant is Lexi Cools. Now in the match is number 11, Emery Raymanap. And a sub for Kickapoo, as number 12, Genesee Sousa checks out, and in the match is number 6, Emerson Miller. And Miller will serve for Kickapoo. Again, 13 serving 16. Kickapoo trailing, but they have the serve. Ball control in the back row, and now Layla Ritchie loading up for the attack. Didn't have to put a lot of smoke on that one, able to split the defenders along the front row. And another kill for Layla Ritchie. And it down as unofficially her 15th of the match. And Ritchie will serve, 17 serving 13. High velocity serve played in the back row, and now a side pass will send it over to the Iowa Grant side. Here's the load up for Lehman, and she gets it down for the kill. Able to keep it in bounds just inside the end line. Iowa Grant trying to close it out. 18 serving 13. Running jump serve for Layla Ritchie. Emerson Miller trying to keep it alive, but it goes into the net. And a timeout taken by Kickapoo. 19 serving 13. Iowa Grant leads Kickapoo. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 12.
Some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry, but some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are two major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
In game 12.
Layla Ritchie's serve went beyond the end line for a service error. Now it's Kickapoo serving 14, serving 19 in set number 4. Iowa Grant trying to close out Kickapoo and play Fenimore on Thursday night as this hit goes out of bounds on the far side of the floor as Carly Shores trying to track it down and keep it alive for Iowa Grant. But Kickapoo with a pulse, 15 serving 19. And back to serve for Kickapoo once again is number 9, Ann Clemens, serving on the far side of the end line as we see it here from the booth. Serve control by Iowa Grant in the back row. Now a setup in the middle for the attack, and that one controlled in the back row by Kickapoo. Now here's the set and a return, and getting it down between the two rows was Carly Shores. 20 serving 15. Iowa Grant with the lead and the serve. Carly Shores, who just got the kill, set to serve, and a standing serve center of the end line. Ball pushed ahead to the front row, and a forward set clears the net. Now set up by Kloss. The attack on the near side by Lehman, dug up in the back row by Kickapoo, and Panthers go on the attack on the far side, and that one goes out of bounds by Haley Peterson. Had a little too much on it, and now it's 21 serving 15. Carly Shores, number 21, with the serve. Serve kept alive in the back row, and a forward set on the third hit on the near side sends it to the Iowa Grant side of the net. Now an attack by Addie Foley, somehow kept alive as the ball hits the net out of bounds on the far side. Off the antenna, Iowa Grant gets the point. 22 serving 15. Another serve by Carly Shores. Played in the back row by Kickapoo. They send it over on the third hit. Now set up on the near side attack for Lehman. Gets it down for the kill. Iowa Grant 2 points away from advancing. 23 serving 15. Kickapoo with no more timeouts as Carly Shores' serve is popped up in the back row by Kickapoo. And a side pass by Emerson Miller will arc it over to the Iowa Grant side. Here's the setup in the middle by Addie Foley, and she gets it down for the kill. Match point for Iowa Grant. 24 serving 15 in set 4. Carly Shores will close it out. Her serve rockets over the back row, goes out of bounds. And Iowa Grant will advance to play Fenimore on Thursday night. Iowa Grant wins 3-1 over Kickapoo. 21-25, 26-24, 25-10, and 25-15. Iowa Grant improves to 9-24 overall on the season and will play number 1 seeded Fenimore on Thursday night. And the Kickapoo Panthers will close out their 2025 campaign with a record of 5-18. The lone senior for Kickapoo playing in her final match tonight was number 9, Ann Clements. And coming up next, we'll have the Edward Jones at Results Management post-game show. Pick out a tri-core turning point in the Herbst's Ace Hardware MVP, and maybe Coach McManus and a player or two will come and chat with us as well. The Results Management and Edward Jones post-match show coming up next on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 1 minute.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Don't you just hate it when your kiddos get tired and want quick trick-or-treating before you've hit all the best houses? You know, the ones that hand out full-size candy bars. This Halloween, fuel your little goblins with hearty sandwiches made on Country Hearth Kids' Choice bread before heading out. Made the old-fashioned way with whole grains and natural sweeteners, Country Hearth breads are a treat the whole family will love. And as any monster will tell you, the best nights start with a great bite. Country Hearth, baked locally and delivered fresh daily.
From top to bottom, inside and out, Midwest Roofing and Construction has you covered. Need a new roof or siding? Call the pros. Looking for energy-efficient spray foam insulation? Midwest Roofing and Construction does that too. See them for new construction, pole sheds, and decks. One call does it all. For quality local service and a free estimate, call Midwest Roofing and Construction at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Or visit MidwestRoofingPros.com.
ADRC of Grant County invites you to Elderfest Friday, October 24th from 9 to 11:30 a.m. Elderfest is free for area seniors at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Lancaster. You'll find valuable aging resources, health screenings, a vaccine clinic, as well as live music from Doug Wayne, a concession stand, door prizes, and other giveaways. Free transportation's available with a reservation at 608-723-6113. A morning full of fun, health, and community at Elderfest Friday, October 24th in Lancaster.
Improv comedy is back at the Bell Tower Theater with favorites GIT Improv. Grab your friends and watch as these amazing comedians create a brand new show right before your very eyes, using suggestions from you and your fellow audience members. One night only, Saturday, November 1st at 7:30 p.m. Tickets for GIT Improv are just $26. Call 563-588-3377 or order online at belltowertheater.net.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-350 888-248-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Time now for the Reeves Mouth Management at Edward Jones post-match show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Iowa Grant defeats Kickapoo in our Division IV regional quarterfinal match, 3-1. We are joined by Carey McManus, the head coach of the Iowa Grant Panthers. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win here this evening. And, tough first set where Kickapoo got the first set 25-21, but sets 2, 3, and 4. Had to really grind it out in set number 2, but really in cruise control in the final 2 sets. First off, what's the overall assessment of your team's play here tonight? What things went well for you?
Yeah, at the end of the day, a win's a win, and they had to fight hard for that win. Kickapoo played really well. We knew they were going to come in and be scrappy. At this point, no team has anything to lose, and they left it all out on the floor, and they played good ball. And it took our girls some time to, get comfortable out there, get everything on, missed a few serves in the first couple sets. Our hits had to, be in the court. But once we got our serves in and our hits on after those first 2 sets and the nerves out, I think they put it all together after that.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about the Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I thought it was in set number 2 when, things were tied at 24 and your team was able to come away with the final 2 points. Was there a specific moment where you felt the edge had finally solidified your way? Obviously, getting set 2 was huge, but then that set the tone for set number 3 where your team was able to, really cruise there. Kickapoo did put up a fight in set number 4, but it just really seemed like the momentum was officially established in your team's favor.
Yeah, I think you could feel the momentum shift in the gym. It was, the girls weren't playing not to lose or scared or timid. They were wanting to put that ball down and they were wanting to win. And, I think at that point they realized this could be the last game and we don't want it to be. And we're going to put anything out there and everything out there in order to get every single point. And the want was there at that point. And it was there all game, but it was there more than ever at that point when it was, 24-24. And then they finished it by leaving it all out there.
Yep, I'm going to ask you about the Hermses Ace Hardware MVP of the match, brought to you by Hermses Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermses Ace Hardware at the bottom of Maine in Platteville. The player that stood out to me tonight, Layla Ritchie. In the first set, she had a string of aces to keep IG in it for a while, but then in sets 2, 3, and 4, she really took control in that middle hitter spot, really getting a lot of kills and a lot of exit velocity on her hits here this evening. Talk about her performance here tonight and maybe some other players who stood out to you here this evening.
Yeah, Layla Ritchie's serves were awesome, and they were on all game. She can really pick a spot, and she knows where to serve. And then, when we can set her up, we're golden. We're good. She can not only hammer the ball down, but she's a smart player. She's really smart. She's going to see her holes, and she's going to put the ball there every time. Presley Lehman from the outside, her hits were really on. She was swinging hard. She was really getting on top of that ball, too, and putting it down. Once our hits got on, there was nothing that could stop them.
All right, then looking ahead, coming up Thursday night, taking on number 1 seeded Fenimore. You did lose to Fenimore, but it was a 5-set match.
Yeah.
The previous matchup. What stands out about this Fenimore squad that you're going to be taking on Thursday night, and what does Iowa Grant have to do if they're going to flip the script on Thursday night?
Yeah, Fenimore is strong all around. I mean, they don't have a weak point in their 6 players on the court as well as their bench. They are strong. We took them 5 at home last time, so we're definitely going to put up a fight against them. They've gotten better as the season has went on, but so have we. We found our groove. Everything's peaking at the right time, and I think it's going to be a really good fight, and we're going to put up a good match against them.
Yeah, it was a fun one watching this one tonight. Congrats on the win. Go enjoy this one, and good luck on Thursday night against Fenimore.
Thank you.
All right, that's Carey McManus, the head coach of the Iowa Grant Panthers, joining us on our Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones post-match show. We'll have more after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 1 minute.
I'm here with Kyle Wiskus from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Kyle, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery even while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Celebrate the music of Foreigner with America's #1 tribute band, Feels Like the First Time. Saturday, November 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at Five Flag Center in Dubuque.
You're as cold as ice.
Let them heat up your night with all your Foreigner favorites.
Wanna know what love is?
Feels Like the First Time. Foreigner Tribute, Saturday, November 22nd at Five Flag Center. Get tickets now at the Five Flags box office and Ticketmaster.
Post-game 1 minute.
Back on the Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones post-match show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Iowa Grant defeating Kickapoo in our Division IV regional quarterfinal. 3-1. Tyler Dictanis with you with the best seat in the house at the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. We talked with Coach McManus just a little bit ago. Our Herms's Ace Hardware MVP was Layla Ritchie. As unofficially, her stats tonight, I had her for at least 15 kills, 6 aces, and 2 service errors. And other players who had great contributions for Iowa Grant tonight. Addie Foley, I had down for 7 kills. Presley Lehman with 5. And then a kill apiece for Lexi Cools and Carly Shores. And for Kickapoo, again, these numbers very unofficial. Genesee Sousa with 4. And 2 apiece for Luca Gross and Annabelle Oliver. In terms of aces, eight aces for Kickapoo. And 15 aces for Iowa Grant tonight. In the service error department, 12 service errors for Iowa Grant and 7 for Kickapoo. So kind of a mixed bag as far as the stats for both teams here tonight, but Iowa Grant gets the win. 3-1, 21-25, 26-24, 25-10, and 25-15. We'll take a final timeout. We'll check it on the Shoebox scoreboard and preview what we have coming up in Thursday night's regional semifinal. Our Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones post-match show wraps up after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 1 minute.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Post game 1 minute.
Grant Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school volleyball presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Iowa Grant, your winner over Kickapoo in our Division IV regional quarterfinal, 3-1. 21-25, 26-24, 25-10, and 25-15. Doing a final run on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Lancaster sweeps New Glarus 3-0, 27-25, 25-14, 25-23. So the Arrows advance to take on Mineral Point on Thursday night, also in Division IV. Platteville a winner over Evansville in straight sets, 3-0. Don't see an update on the Belmont Blackhawk match that we had on X1071 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, but I do see that in Division III, Darlington has advanced over Prairie du Chien. So Darlington will take on Cuba City in a matchup of SWAL rivals on Thursday night in Division III. And looking at the schedule, we have a tentative idea of what we're looking at. We don't have things finalized quite yet for our coverage on Thursday night. But what I can tell you that we know that we are covering is we will have Lancaster at Mineral Point on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Belmont did win in straight sets over Blackhawk. Thank you to RJ Osterhaus at Shoebox Scoreboard Central in Bloomington tonight. We will have Platteville at Edgewood on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. And we have Darlington at Cuba City on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And we'll see what we have for the final matchup on our schedule. Looks like it's Belmont at Schulzburg. We'll have that one on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Schedule subject to change between now and this evening. You can always check out the full Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule at am1590wpvl.com. We'll have the schedule on our Queen Bee Radio socials as well. Looking ahead to Friday night, high school football level 1 playoff action. Lancaster is at Amherst. We'll have that on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Platteville is at Lodi on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, technology permitting, also on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Mineral Point at Fenimore will be on X1071 on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And River Ridge at Blackhawk Warren right here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel coming up on Friday night. Raleigh Chiefs pregame set for 6:30, 7 o'clock kickoffs for those games on Friday night. And then, of course, Saturday night, after Thursday's regional semifinals, we will have Saturday's regional final matchups in high school volleyball. Again, you can check out our full schedule at am1590wpvl.com. RJ Osterhaus working feverishly to sort out our schedule for Thursday night. We'll have that updated hopefully by tomorrow morning during News and Sports on 97.7 Country WGLR. Thanks to the entire staff here at Iowa Grant High School for being gracious hosts and helping us with our video and radio streaming efforts here this evening. Thanks to both head coaches, Karen McManus of Iowa Grant and Amy Mathis of Kickapoo for the pre-match interviews, and for Karen McManus for joining us in our post-match show as well. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school volleyball, presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106, KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered in the postseason by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Whaley Center, Monroe. Once again, your final score: Iowa Grant defeats Kickapoo 3-1, 21-25, 26-24, 25-10, and 25-15. Iowa Grant advances to take on Fenimore on Thursday night in the regional semifinal round, and Kickapoo finishes the 2025 campaign with a record of 5-18. From the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dictanis. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night from Iowa Grant High School in Livingston, and we'll see you for more volleyball on Thursday night. Good night.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
Dubuque Super Hits 106 is KIYX Sageville, Dubuque, a Queen Bee radio station. On air at 106.1 and online at superhits106.com.
All the songs I love.